Things you could do to literally attract the boys.
How to get into guys.
Every girl that
drive the boys crazy.
Everything you're
Let me tell you,
you
passion
can just get your crush to like you
like you on Snapchat.
So you're gonna get a make a guy fall in love crazy for you.
The high school sweetheart effect. Why you think you need a boyfriend when in reality, you really don't. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. My name's Latoya, Likambi, and I upload skincare, lifestyle, and personal development content. Now, what is the high school sweetheart effect? You know your girl gotta come in clutch with her notes. I got all of my notes, okay? I actually wanted to make this video a very long time ago, but so many things were stopping me from doing it, and it's finally time. High school is a time and a period where many teens are exploring their identities, finding their purpose, and figuring out who they are really. So the high school sweetheart effect is what I call the want/need to have some kind of love life, romantic life, or have that high school sweetheart experience, some kind of relationship, or as people use the term, situationship, which, disclaimer, in fact does not exist. There are many things in life that are either black or white, and when it comes to situationships, that's just one of them. There's no such thing as a situationship, but we'll touch on that later. I have 4 main points that I'm gonna separate this video into on explaining why this is such a huge dilemma, why this is so common, and why it's so normalized. And of course, all problems have solutions. What would this video be if I don't have solutions? So the second half of the video is going to be about all my solutions. My first point, why does this happen? Simply because you just don't know yourself. Like I said before, it's a period of time where many people are exploring their identity, and that's the very first problem. When you enter high school, college, sixth form without knowing who you are, it becomes extremely easy for anything to knock you out. I know people always say that, well, everybody takes time to find who they are. And I'm not going to focus on the past and say, well, it would have been better if you had known your purpose from young, which is true. But we have to focus on what's in front of us right now. You keep lying to yourself that you know your identity, you know who you are, but it's a lie. You don't know who you are. If you find yourself constantly questioning why you don't have a boyfriend or obsessing over the thought of having a boyfriend, then it just goes to show that you truly don't know yourself. And that is something that you really, really need to hear. If I don't say it, who gonna tell you, sis? That's why I'm here. You don't know your priorities and your purpose. The 2 P's, purpose and priorities. Once you know your purpose, you know your priorities. That's why they come hand in hand. And when I say you're lying to yourself, a lot of you lie to yourself saying that I am confident, I know who I am. Just because I want to be with somebody or want this high school sweetheart experience does not mean I'm not confident. Purpose, confidence, priorities, in fact, all come hand in hand. The reason you're lying to yourself is because you have this fake idea of confidence. Oh, well, I've pulled every boy I ever wanted to have. Every time I was into somebody, they liked me straight back. Have you kept them though? Have you kept them? And why would you want to maintain them? Are they your pets? Why would you want to maintain them? Why would you want to maintain a roster? Are they your personal little assistants? Now, this is a very weak mindset and a cover-up for your lack of confidence and false sense of security, basically to make you feel worth something in the wrong way. Now, how does this high school sweetheart effect even come about? I mean, since we were young, it's pushed out in movies, shows, the media, everybody's cuffed up. It's been pushed out everywhere, with relatable content creators out there pushing the main theme of relatable topics to be relationships. Or sometimes you'll go through someone's reposts and it's all about being taken, being in a relationship, being in a situationship, being in an entanglement. Is something that is so normalized, is overtaking thousands of teens. Well, you're seeing girls getting 100 roses every day and you're thinking, am I bred? Am I not worth enough? Girl, can you stand up? Can you stand up on both of your feet, please? Both of them, not just one. And it doesn't help with the fact that even without all of these things, the high school sweetheart effect is something that occurs anyway. But these things do not help at all. Moving on to my next point, why this is so normalized are influences, the norm of relationships at our age. This is an age where people start to think they are grown. The age that, of course, you're gonna want to explore things. Of course, you're gonna want to try things. But like I said before, you need to get your priorities straight, because there are things that we do need to try and some things that we just don't need to try. And then social media doesn't help either. I know the Pinterest girlies, okay? I am a Pinterest girl. I'm also retired from having a Pinterest board for my future relationship goals, because it can literally lead to hyperfixation on things that aren't meant to happen at this time yet. Even saving couple TikToks to recreate. What's your business? You haven't even found the one yet and you're saving TikToks to recreate. Your surroundings also come into place. Your friends, the people in your groups, everybody around you. You do not need to look up at everybody and constantly compare yourself to other people's situations. Oh, she's got a man, why haven't I? Are you here? Are you here? Oh, she posted these roses on her story. Why don't I have anybody to go buy me roses? Girl, if you don't get up and go buy yourself some roses, it costs like what? $125 from Co-op? That was so specific. If you actually don't stand up right now, I'm gonna have to come and take you off the ground. You need to stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. That's what they say. And you know why they say it? It's true. If I sound like your auntie or your mom right now, if I do, it's probably because they're correct and you should listen to them. You should take advice from them. Your friends are one of your biggest influences, pretty much. Make sure you have the right friends that will check you and tell you what is right. You don't need friends that when a boy comments something on your picture, she's like, oh, he's into you, girl. Oh, he's obsessed with you. That's delusion. It's delusion. Oh, delusion is the solution. Delulu is the solulu. No, it's not. It's a genuine issue that people face. Delusion is not cute, which is exactly why I also stand for the fact that situationships do not exist. Either somebody wants you or they don't, and that's for a different day. But I want you to know that if you are in what you call a situationship, you do not respect yourself, you don't know yourself, and you do not have your priorities straight at all. If it sounds like I'm coming for you like the wind, that is exactly how it's supposed to be right now. And I don't want to hear no, oh, but what about the boys? Come for the boys. There are so many other personal development creators that are boys who create content for the boys and for the girls, okay? My target audience is the girls. So if you feel checked, great. Sit down, take a pen, take a notebook, and make some notes, because this is not the type of video that you watch and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna own this. Thanks, Latoya, for giving me this advice. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna be a boss. No, because 9 times out of 10, you have so much going on in your life right now. Sit down and make some notes. This is not the video that I want to see you watch once, feel empowered, and go change a little bit and then fall back into your old habits. No, I don't even want you to feel empowered. You're supposed to be empowered, which is why get your paper, get your pen, and make some notes. Next, what you consume, social media podcasts, influencers. What you are consuming is destroying your brain, destroying your expectations, just destroying your mind. You keep comparing yourself to people that are grown on the internet. There is a difference between the woman whose man is buying her a Birkin bag and you. The difference is that woman is a high value woman, and I use the word woman because she's grown, by the way, and you are a little girl that hasn't even graduated, probably hasn't finished her A-levels. If you have, cool, but have you graduated? Have you got that degree? Have you got that master's? No, you haven't. And some of you haven't even started your GCSEs. So what makes you think you can compare you to some grown woman on the internet? Plus, it's not always positive. You don't know things that people do for money. People do unspeakable things just to get the princess treatment that you see their partners are giving them on the internet. Stop trying to compare yourself to people. Stop trying to compare other people's lifestyles and relationships to yours, and stop trying to act grown when you are not grown. You put yourself in grown people's situations, you come, you cry, you start struggling saying, oh, I have to heal now. Girl, baby, you ain't never had to put yourself in such a situation in the first place. You did not have to do that. And that links perfectly onto my third point of today. Is this video quick? Yes, this video is going by because I have so much to say, but I'm getting it out rapidly so that you can hurry up, take some notes, and start putting action in, okay? Now, my third point, the experience. People want the experience, or at least I want the experience of love to learn lessons. I want to experience this so I will know what will happen to me, or I want to experience heartbreak so I can learn from it. Right. Listen to me. I want you to hear exactly what I'm saying, by the way, because if you're delusional over a boy and when he's giving you a red flag and you're seeing green flag, then it can be very easy for you also to hear what I am not saying. So I need you to stay with me and hear what I'm saying. Don't go off and overthink. hear what I'm saying. I need you to hold my hand when I say this, okay? Some things do not need to be experienced firsthand. Relationships in high school are definitely one of them. Do you know how many healing processes some people are going through? You're putting yourself through healing processes that you didn't even need to put yourself through. And I don't want to hear, oh, but what if God wanted to teach me a lesson and blah, 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 blah. If God wanted to teach you a lesson, honey, there's the Bible. There's so many lessons that can be learned in the Bible. There are two types of people. People who experience things through other people's experience, and that's what I call smart people. I do that a lot. And then there are people who want to experience everything firsthand so that they can learn something from it. But what you actually do need to know is that you can learn through other people's experiences. Now, I was reading a book called The 48 Laws of Power. You probably have heard of the book before. To be honest, I didn't finish it because I don't agree with a lot of what it says. It does contain a lot of information on teaching people how to manipulate and all this, that, and the other. It doesn't really stand with my values. However, one thing that I took from that book, learn things through other people's experiences. Because if not, especially in college and especially in high school, when you know a lot of boys only want you for one thing and you want to go and take yourself there over to them to learn for the experience, it's not going to end up good. It's not going to end up good. You're going to have to heal from something that could have been so unavoidable in the first place. And healing takes time. Healing comes with time. You're going to put yourself through something that wasn't even in God's plan for you. Or you're going to put yourself through so much unnecessary pain for absolutely no reason. And a lot of you will say, oh, it's for the plot. Girlie, it gets to a point where you need to realize how many situationships is it going to take for you to realize? How many relationships is it going to take you to realize? How many talking stages is it going to take you to realize that you need to sit down and actually get your priorities straight and focus on yourself? How many boys in your roster is it going to take for you to realize that you need to stop talking to these boys and focus on yourself? How many overcrossing into other boys' lanes is it going to take for you to know that you need to stay in your own lane and go forward? By the way, excuse my voice because I have a cold, but I'm pushing through because some of you gotta hear this today. And if you don't hear it today, you ain't gonna hear it tomorrow. And my last point for the causation of why this effect even comes into existence is because your hyperfixation on boys or the opposite gender is so strong, or on having a boy is so strong. Even if you don't think it is, I can guarantee you right now, even if you don't act on it and the hyperfixation is in here, it's so strong that when you do come across a boy, you settle for the absolute bare minimum. You settle for bums, you settle for dusties. Oh, he opened the door for me. Bare minimum. And if you think I'm here to be toxic and inspire you to hate men, then you might want to leave, because that's not what I'm doing. That is far from what I'm doing. I'm not instilling any toxicity into you. I'm just letting you know this hyperfixation of yours wanting to be in a relationship, it's causing you to settle for absolutely anybody. And a lot of you like to bring God into this and be like, okay, but what if God sent me this one? Let's be so realistic. Think. Do you really think the God that knows all and the God that knows you and your purpose in life would send you your one if you haven't became anywhere near to your highest self, if you don't even know your purpose, if you don't even have your priorities straight? Do you really think God would do that? Think about it. Guys, listen, I've been there, I've done that, okay? So when I'm shouting at you guys like your big sister, it's because I've been there, done that. Not to the extent of some of you guys. Not to that extent. But I've been there, I've prayed. Oh God, please make this the one. Why would God make this the one when you're not even anywhere near to your best self yet? Why would God do that? God is not just some man in the sky. God is literally the all-knowing God, by the way, and all-loving, okay? And for you to even go and seek love, this hyperfixation of you wanting to seek love, that's you saying to God that I don't have any love in my life. If you already have love and you love yourself and you are very aware and confident in the fact that the King of Kings, the God of all gods, loves you, why would you be seeking for love? Let's talk about it. And why would you be praying for it? See, I'm happy I'm over my phase, okay? Because when I was praying, oh God, why can't this be the one? God was probably like, she's funny. She's really funny. I've told her no. I'm not going to change my mind. God never changes. So what makes you think you can change his mind? What makes you think? God's literally probably up there laughing like, girl, I told you no. And then sometimes when you go and get your heart broken, you want to say, oh God, how could you allow this to happen to me? Why didn't you warn you? Girl, he was warning you. He was warning you when he sent those 5 red flags, but you were looking at them like, oh, this one doesn't look really red. This one looks like pink. This flag doesn't really look red either. This one looks like champagne colored pink. This one looks like baby pink. This one looks like rosé pink. And this one looks crimson, not necessarily red though. When you ignored all of those red flags, that was God's warning to you. That was God's warning. Did you take it? No. So when you go down that hole and that happens to you, don't be surprised. But one thing that you need to remember is that God is all loving, okay? When that happens, you can always turn back to him. He's always gonna come with his open arms like my daughter. See, I told you not to do this, but come back, let me embrace you and let's learn. So if you've already made those mistakes, don't feel ashamed to go back to God, okay? I'm just being harsh because I do not want to see you settling for any bums. As I said before, all problems come with solutions. So here are my solutions. We've pointed out the problems. Let's solve the problems. Okay, let's be the problem solver. I might not be the best at problem solving in maths, but I surely am the best at problem solving when it comes to these kind of issues. Solution number 1, find your purpose. Once you find your purpose, your priorities will be set out straight. Easier said than done, of course, but let me tell you something that's really helpful. Your purpose will always be linked to your gifts, your talents, things that you are passionate about doing, the things that take your mind off everything else when you do them. They are the things that are related to your purpose. Next, get better friends. Get better friends that will check you and keep it real with you. Get friends who have their priorities straight. And if you have boy obsessed friends, drop them, please, or minimize the time you spend with them, because if that friend doesn't even have her priorities straight, how is she supposed to lead you in the right way? It's like the blind leading the blind. Next, take notes from other people's relationships and be hyper observant. This is something that I am so good at, and this is something that I love doing, and this will save you from so much trauma, hassle, heartbreak, healing. Okay, this will just save you, and you'll be able to get to your breakthrough much faster, and you'll get to develop into the woman you want to be, that God wants you to be, that God designed you to be, much faster. Learn from other people's experience. If your friend is telling you she just went through this with her man, listen, note it down. This is what I'm not going to do. This is what I'm not going to settle for. And this is the situation that I will not ever catch myself in. Note things down. Even if you overhear certain things when people are gossiping, not that I'm telling you to indulge in gossip. Do not hear what I'm not telling you, because I ain't saying nothing about you should be going over to indulging in gossip, okay? Even though the tea can be really juicy sometimes. But even when you're overhearing something about what somebody else has went through, listen, take notes, okay? Don't just sit there and be like, could never be me. Take notes. Take notes on what to do and what not to do. Specifically, what not to do. And I'm telling you, you will save yourself from so many silly situations. Now, my last piece of advice is to indulge in growth habits. Invest in your life. This is your life. You have so much ahead of you. You have so many places that you're going to travel to. You have new people that you're going to meet. You have so many new opportunities to take on. Invest in your life. This is your life, okay? Invest in these hobbies instead of waiting for a boy to text you back and having shivers because he's been leaving you undelivered for hours and hours. Invest in your life. And you know what? A lot of the times when you're waiting for him to text you back, or you're posting these quotes that you want him to see, he's probably out there indulging in his own hobbies. So you should do the same. This is your life. Invest in you. Focus on you. Look forward. Keep your head high. Keep aiming for the things that you're meant to aim for. There is so much more out there other than relationships and entanglements and boys. Please look forward. Don't fall. Don't stumble. And if you do happen to stumble or fall, don't be ashamed to run to God, because he has always got your back. Okay? Thank you so much for watching my video. I have so much more personal development content coming soon. If you ever need to come back and watch this video, feel free. I hope you took those notes, girl. I really hope you did. But thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All that YouTube stuff. And stay blessed. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Bye, queens. I wanna